Have you ever wondered what the very first biggest ship in the world was? It's a title that's been passed down through the ages, from mighty sailing ships to the colossal container vessels we see today. But to find the true game-changer, the vessel that first shattered all previous records and redefined what was possible at sea, we need to travel back to the dawn of the 20th century. Forget what you think you know, because the ship we're talking about isn't the Titanic. We're going further back, to a vessel that laid the groundwork for all modern ocean liners. Get ready to meet the RMS Oceanic, a ship so revolutionary it was nicknamed the Ship of the Century when it launched in 1899. Built by the legendary Harland and Wolff shipyard for the White Star Line. Yes, the same company that would later build the Titanic. The Oceanic was a true marvel of Victorian engineering. For the first time in history, a passenger ship surpassed the length of the Great Eastern, a vessel that had held the title of the world's largest for 4 decades. The Oceanic wasn't just bigger, it was a statement. It marked the moment when passenger comfort and luxury officially became the top priority in shipbuilding. Picture this, it's 1899. The world is on the cusp of a new century, filled with optimism and a belief in technological progress. And then, sliding into the water at Belfast, is this magnificent giant. At over 700 feet long, the Oceanic was a sight to behold. Its 2 towering funnels, an elegant, yacht-like profile made it instantly iconic. Onlookers were stunned. Never before had such a graceful, yet immensely powerful vessel been created. This wasn't just a ship. It was a floating palace, designed to ferry the wealthy and influential across the Atlantic in unparalleled style. Its launch wasn't just a maritime event, it was a global news story, heralding a new era of transatlantic travel. So, what made the Oceanic so special, besides its size? It was all about the passenger experience. While earlier ships were primarily functional, the Oceanic was designed from the keel up for luxury. Imagine stepping aboard into its grand dining saloon, topped with a magnificent glass dome that flooded the room with natural light. This was a feature previously unseen on a ship of this scale. The library was paneled in rich mahogany. The smoking room was a haven of comfort, and the private suites were more like 5-star hotel rooms than ship cabins. The Oceanic introduced a level of opulence that set a new standard, a standard that its successors, like the Olympic and Titanic, would later emulate and expand upon. But the Oceanic's innovations weren't just skin deep. Below decks, it was a powerhouse of modern technology. Its 2 massive triple expansion steam engines were engineered for smoothness as much as for speed. The designers at Harland and Wolff went to extraordinary lengths to minimize vibration, a common and unpleasant issue on older steamships. This focus on a smooth, quiet journey was a revelation. Passengers could now enjoy their lavish surroundings without the constant shuddering and noise of the engines. It transformed the Atlantic crossing from a grueling endurance test into a genuinely pleasant and relaxing voyage. The Oceanic proved that size and power could coexist with grace and comfort. Interestingly, the Oceanic had a secret identity. It was built with a dual purpose in mind. Under an agreement with the British Admiralty, it was designed to be quickly converted into an armed merchant cruiser in the event of war. Its decks were strengthened to carry naval guns, making it one of the first ships of its kind with a built-in military application. This forward-thinking design reflected the geopolitical tensions of the era. While it sailed as a symbol of peace and international travel, it was also a strategic asset, ready to serve the empire if called upon. This dual nature adds a fascinating layer to its story, a luxurious liner with the heart of a warship. For 15 years, the RMS Oceanic reigned as the queen of the Atlantic. It was the ship of choice for aristocrats, business tycoons, and celebrities. Sailing on the Oceanic wasn't just a trip, it was a status symbol. It built an impeccable reputation for reliability and luxury, completing hundreds of voyages without major incident. It became a beloved fixture on the transatlantic route, a familiar and reassuring presence on the high seas. Its success cemented the partnership between the White Star Line and Harland and Wolff, paving the way for the even more ambitious Olympic-class liners that would follow. The Oceanic wasn't just a ship. It was the foundation of a dynasty. Then, in August 1914, everything changed. The outbreak of World War I triggered the Oceanic's secret clause. It was swiftly requisitioned by the Royal Navy and commissioned as HMS Oceanic. Its luxurious fittings were stripped out, and naval guns were mounted on its strengthened decks. Its new mission was to patrol the cold, treacherous waters north of Scotland, hunting for enemy ships. The transition was stark. The Palace of the Atlantic was now a warrior, its civilian crew replaced by naval officers and sailors. Its celebrated career as a passenger liner came to an abrupt and unexpected end. Tragically, the Oceanic's naval career was destined to be incredibly short. Just weeks after its conversion, on September 8, 1914, disaster struck. While navigating through a notorious stretch of water near the Shetland Islands, a series of navigational errors in difficult weather caused the ship to run aground on a hidden reef. Despite its immense strength, the rocks tore into its hull. Thankfully, due to the calm conditions and the proximity to other ships, there was no loss of life. But the ship of the century was doomed. Over the next 2 weeks, pounded by storms, the magnificent vessel broke apart and sank beneath the waves. The story of the RMS Oceanic is a powerful tale of triumph and tragedy. It was a ship that revolutionized maritime history, proving that size, luxury, and technological innovation could create an unparalleled travel experience. It set the standard for every great ocean liner that followed, including its famous younger sisters. Though its life was cut short by war, its legacy is undeniable. The Oceanic was the true pioneer, the first giant of the 20th century, and the vessel that truly changed what it meant to cross the ocean. It may be less famous than the Titanic, but its impact on maritime history is, in many ways, even more profound. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey back in time to discover the world's first modern superliner. If you enjoyed this story, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next dive into history. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. See you next time.